ASMR story time. Today, our snack of choice is popcorn. So, before we get into the story time, by the way, today's story time is going to be the time I was hit by a car. Yeah, that happened. But before we get started on that, let's have a little snack ASMR and then we'll get right into the story time. That was delicious. I love popcorn. I have such a weakness for popcorn. Anytime I go to the movie theater, I need the popcorn. But, besides the point, I think this is something that I'm gonna do again. I think I really love the concept of the Cozy Corner ASMR. I don't know, story time, ASMR, whatever we want to talk about, and then a snack of choice of the day. Anyway, let's get right into the story. I am going to do my best to make this one complete, long, unedited video. So I'm gonna set a timer for, how long should I make it? 5 minutes? The story time, 5 minutes? 5 minute story time. Okay. Raoul says I shouldn't set a timer and I should just talk until I'm done talking, so we'll try to do that. Okay, story time. Get cozy, get your popcorn. So, back in 2017, I was 17 years old. My twin brother, Carlos, shout out Carlos, we were hit by a car, the same car, at the same time. What a coincidence. I know, the odds are kind of crazy. But, so we were actually training and preparing to start our next year at our military and law enforcement academy high school that we were both enrolled in. That's a story for another time. The point is, we were training and we went on a run to prep for school that started the next week. And we went out, and I remember my uncle dropped us off at a Denny's that was like 3 miles away from my mom's house that we lived at. And he dropped us off there, and we were like, yeah, we're just gonna run home from Denny's. And, you know, we start our run, and our run is going just fine. And I remember when we approached the intersection that we got hit at, my brother was on my right hand side, and we were gonna cross the street, and I remember we just kept getting like pedestrian walk after pedestrian walk, and like we had no time to like stop and rest. So as we were approaching this intersection, I saw that we had like the red hand up that says like obviously don't go. And I remember this vividly. This is very important to know that I saw that, and I got excited because I was like, oh, like this is finally the moment, like I get to rest. Like I've been running for a while now, and like I'm looking forward to actually stopping and resting. And the second we get to that light, it changes, and it's got the little like white walking person symbol thingy that obviously tells me that it is my right of way and I can cross the street. The reason that's so important is because obviously you'll understand that it was our right of way. We had like the walking light. So I approached the light and I'm like, oh, thank God, I'm gonna stop. The second I go to stop, it's our right of way, so we continue across the street. As we're crossing this intersection, we're crossing, so as they were going, I think they were probably so focused on beating the traffic that was coming towards them as they were making their left turn that they sped the corner, and they weren't paying attention to my brother and I who were crossing the street. And they didn't, I guess they might have not seen us because they were so focused on beating the traffic for their left turn. And as they turned the corner, I mean, once they like got up to my brother and I, it all kind of happened really fast. And I mean, we both thought they were gonna stop. You know, you don't see like a car coming towards you and be like, oh, you know, I don't know. Anyway, we thought that they were gonna stop, and we were sadly mistaken. They did not stop. Popcorn break. Leave you on a cliffhanger. That's some good popcorn. Anyway, back to the story. Once they got up to us, my brother was on my right hand side, so the impact hit him first. I guess he saw them first. I didn't really. If you guys heard that, my roommate just sneezed in the other room. But I have my noise canceling on, so you probably. Anyway, so when they hit us, my brother jumps up because he's on the right hand side. He saw them, so he was able to jump up. And when he got hit, he jumped up, he landed on the windshield, and he ended up on the other side of the car, or like the hood of the car. And he ended up on the passenger side of the car. And when they hit me, they just picked me up and like threw me forward. And when they hit me, like they took my knees out because like I'm on my side, and it just completely took my knees out. The bumper of the car is obviously like knee height. I think that's one thing that people don't talk about as much as they should, is when you get hit by a car, it like swipes your knees out. Probably not for everybody. Anyway, long story short, I'm gonna get back to the story. They hit me and I fly and I land on the floor. My head hits the floor. And my head hits the floor so hard that I black out and it knocks me out. So I'm laying on the floor and I'm out. And I remember when I came to, I was like still in the middle of the street, and I heard my brother, and he was like screaming for me, cause like he didn't know where I was. And I guess like when he stood up from the passenger side of the car that he landed on, he couldn't see me and he didn't know where I was, and he didn't know if I was under the car or what. And so, you know, he was calling my name, and then, you know, he gets to me in the front of the car, and I remember like he helps me up off of the floor, and we were both so full of adrenaline at that time. And I remember the first thing that we did was, when he like helped to pick me up off the floor, we like grabbed each other's shoulders and we like looked at each other, and we both were like, are you okay? Like, and we were like, I'm okay, are you okay? And we're like, I'm okay. And like the amount of adrenaline that we had in that moment, neither one of us was even able to speak clearly. I remember we both described it as like feeling like we were like speaking with like marshmallows in our mouth, like that game Chubby Bunny. And so he said, oh, like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I guess my brother noticed, because I was still kind of out of it, like I just blacked out. He noticed that the guy in the car who had hit us he didn't get out of the car. He was sitting in the car. He still had his hands on the steering wheel. And my brother came to the conclusion, oh, this person doesn't care. And like, they're probably gonna be prepared to like speed off last minute because this guy like speeds off, and my brother, my twin brother, we worked together. We didn't even tell each other, but like in that moment, we were like, he got like the first 3 digits of the license plate, and I knew in that moment he was gonna get the first 3 digits of the license plate, so I skipped the first half of the license plate and I just got the second half of the license plate. And so, you know, when we looked at each other, he was like, I only got the first half, and I was like, don't worry, I got the second half. You know, twin telepathy. And obviously we're banged up, we just got hit by a car, and so, you know, another car that saw them hit us, they made a little U-turn, and they were like, hey, like, are you guys okay? Do you need help? And we're like, they were like, we're gonna call the cops, and we're like, oh yes, please call the cops. And so like we make our way to the curb and we sit down, and I usually get really emotional when I talk about like this story, and I'm surprised I haven't gotten emotional so far. But I remember that like that felt like the first genuine time that like my brother like went out of his way to hug me, because like obviously, you know, like with siblings, you know, like you hug them here and there, but like when we sat down on the curb and we had just gotten hit by the car, and like he thought he had lost me, like, and like I didn't know if he was okay. Like it was such like an emotional moment that like we hugged each other and we told each other that we loved each other, and it was it was just like a really big like impactful moment for us. And yeah, I think that's a moment I hold dearly. And at that point I told him, I was like, hey, we have to lay down because we're probably injured and we don't even know it. Like we're full of so much adrenaline. He ended up having like neck pain. He like fractured his wrist. I like tore the meniscus in my knee. And so like we lay down, we wait. The cops come, the ambulance comes, and I mean, we told them the full license plate. They got it in the police report. The police didn't go out of their way to do anything about it, even though we gave them the license plate. My mom had like a friend, like my mom, like friend of a friend, family friend, I don't know. It was like some sort of like attorney or something, and they knew the license plate. We gave them the license plate. They found the car. They found the person who like owned the car, and they like reached out to them, and I guess those people reached back out to the attorney and like threatened to sue them for harassment, because like they claimed that, you know, whatever, that they were being harassed. And I was a teenager, so like, you know, I didn't know what to do in that moment, like in that, like in terms of like handling the situation. And so they like, attorney was like, hey, like, you know, let's just like, we're just probably gonna have to take the L because they're threatening to sue us for harassment because they're saying they didn't hit you with their car. I mean, I wish maybe I was older and wasn't so scared to like actually fight to like, I don't know, get some sort of compensation, because I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty traumatized getting hit by that car. It was very scary. I dealt with a little bit of PTSD for a while. I like refused to like cross streets. I didn't even like getting in cars for a while after that. But let's have another popcorn break before we close it out. That's good stuff. Well, that's gonna be it for today's story time of the time I was hit by a car. I don't know about you guys, but I actually really enjoy sitting in my cozy corner doing an ASMR while eating my snack of choice. If you guys want to see more of my cozy corner ASMR story times, comment down below. If you enjoyed this, if there are any specific like story times that you guys want to hear, if there maybe I can even do a Q&A sitting here. If there's anything that you guys want to see like about like the whole ASMR cozy corner, comment down below if this is even something you'd want to see again. And I will definitely make sure to do more of these. But that's gonna be it for today's video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you back here tomorrow.